Hey guys, today we have the brand new Xiaomi Redmi Note 3G version. Now this phone's gonna be available in India starting December 2nd, exclusively on flipkart.com for an INR MRP of 8,999. They also announced the 4G version a couple of days ago, and that will be available later in December with Airtel 4G, and that's going to be available both on flipkart.com as well as some of the major Airtel retails in 6 cities in India where 4G would be or hope to be rolled out by then. So the Redmi Note is the third Xiaomi device to be released in India after the Mi 3 and the Redmi 1, as both of them were immensely popular and successful in selling. They almost always instantly sold out on Flipkart. Flipkart of course was selling them in batches. So we're going to take a look at the Redmi Note out here, and we'll see whether this guy is also going to give the same result as its two very popular predecessors. So let's go ahead and give you an unboxing of this. And not much to show on the box out here. A typical Xiaomi box. All of their device boxes are like this, very minimalistic and 100% recyclable material. You see on the back you have some quick specs, and you can see here actually the MRP is 9,999, but they're giving the 3G version for 8,999 and the 4G would be 9,999, and we have the white version out here. So let's go ahead and quickly open first the polythene. From here I'm gonna cut the seal along. Once we take this off, the seal is already broken, I guess, but I'm just gonna, yep, that's it. So come out, there you go. So inside we have the Redmi Note, and we're gonna come back to the device just in a bit, but it's a 5.5 device and it looks quite big. I'm gonna go further in and see what are in the box. So you have a 2 ampere wall charger this time. So unlike the Redmi 1, as this phone supports 2 ampere charging faster. And then you also have your micro USB 2.0 cable out here. Nothing fancy. Then we'll see what's in here. So there should be the manuals, and those are my quick start guide and some of the warranty statements, and then your battery. So it's a 3100 mAh battery. It's a very thin lithium ion polymer battery. You can see that's the highest quality of battery that's available right now. So nothing much, no earphones, nothing. So that's about it in the box really. So there is our Redmi Note. It's all plastic. The front side is very glossy. It attracts a lot of fingerprints. You can see here, this is all fingerprints. Even the back side is glossy and made of plastic. It also attract fingerprints, but not as much as the front side. Plus the back side has this very nice shimmering texture that gives that just that tad bit premium feeling to the device, but overall the device actually feels plasticky. So you have the 5.5 inch screen, it's an IPS screen, and then you have HD resolution 720p. Front side camera is 5 MP that can record at 720p. The back camera is 13 MP that can record at full HD 1080p. This is autofocus, this is fixed focus. You have the earpiece out here, your sensors and other stuff. That's the front camera actually. So below you have the typical Xiaomi 3 shortcut keys. Nothing much on the left side. Here you have your micro USB 2.0 port, the mouthpiece, power button, volume rocker, 3.5mm jack, and a secondary noise cancelling mic. The back camera is accompanied by an LED flash. It has a fast aperture, max aperture of f/2.2, and has a 28mm lens, which is very usual standard for a good camera phone. You have MI branding out here and the speaker grill. So once you open the back flap, you can actually open it. It comes out pretty easily, you see. This is very thick plastic. Inside you have the 3100 mAh battery and 2 SIM card slot, both are full size, and then you have your micro SD card slot that can support up to 32 GB of external storage, in addition to the already present 8 GB of internal flash memory. SIM 1 supports 3G, SIM 2 supports only 2G. It's a dual standby SIM phone. So the Redmi Note is powered by, this is the 3G version, mind you, it's gonna be available starting 2nd. The 4G model will come later in December, and this will be priced at 8,999. The 4G version would be priced at 1,000 Indian rupees more. So this is powered by MediaTek processor. The 4G would be powered by Snapdragon 400 processor. It has that MediaTek MT6592 chipset, which has a true 8 cores, 1.7 gig CPU, and it also has 2 GB of RAM, and as I told you, 8 GB of flash memory. It's powered by that 3100 mAh battery. That's about it, really. And I like the device. It kind of fits in hand nicely, but it's slightly on the heavier side. In fact, it's pretty heavy, depending on if whether you're used to a 5.5 device or not. It's 196 gram, I think, which is very heavy. If you're not used to, if you're used to those iPhone kind of sizes, 4.5 inch kind of sizes, then you'll find this device quite heavy. But if you're using bigger devices, phablets continuously, you're already holding devices that are in the range of 160 grams, 170 grams, then you might not feel the difference much. The Redmi Note comes in a 5.5 inch IPS display, has a 720p resolution. Not much for a 5.5 inch screen, but then that's very good for the battery life if you do not need such a high resolution screen. The icons do not look pixelated from a normal distance, but if you look really closely, like touching your eyelashes on the screen out here, you might see those pixelations. But for everyday life, everyday usage, I think the resolution is just about fine. So you're gonna go ahead and check out our color card. So it's digital. You'd see there are some glossiness, so it's not exactly a proper representative of a physical color card, but still I can assure you that it's not oversaturating any color, including the red part out here. A lot of displays tend to oversaturate the red and the green part, so it's not oversaturating that, which is a good thing. It's almost giving out the natural color plus that glossy shine, which is good. And we're gonna see some of the blacks out there. So even if you zoom in to the fullest, the images do not break open, and you see the black is not exactly like dark black or clear black due to the low resolution, but still it's just about fine. I don't see any problem in daily usage, and the color renditions are pretty good. The details are there, and also the viewing angle is just about average. There you see. So I would say just about maybe about 70 degree or so. So about this point the color start to change. We're gonna see a movie and see how the color look. It looks about fine. I can probably just go ahead and increase the brightness and show you how the screen looks in maximum brightness. Does not make much of a difference because the screen is already quite bright. But the blacks are not exactly black, slightly on the grayish side, no fuzziness whatsoever. Red is brilliantly red. Even the metal shine on his shawl is there intact. So overall, a good enough display for everyday usage. The Redmi Note is powered by Android Jelly Bean, and you have MIUI or MIUI version 5. And I can double tap here, it will change to music. and some of the other nifty features. But we expected MIUI 6, at least with this new version. MIUI 5 was also with Mi 3, so Redmi Note came out almost a year after that. We expected MIUI 6, but Xiaomi told us during the announcement that they are working on MIUI 6. It will come for sure, but they do not have any definite date. So you almost know MIUI 5 if you have seen the Mi 3. So I'm not going to go too deep into the interface out here, but for those who haven't seen, it does not have a dedicated app drawer, just like your iPhones and the Lenovo UIs and such. So you have all the apps out there. So you have some of the in-house tools like Mi Cloud and recorders and other stuff. You will see slight amount of lag throughout any transaction on this user interface. You have, you see, very slight amount of lag always persists. You have the default Google Android apps, you have some of the third-party apps out there, also Flipkart, because this phone will be available exclusively on Flipkart, so it only makes sense that they include Flipkart app. You have the app drawer out there, you can also change them, and then your notification bar, you can see the quick function toggle bar out there, and then your notification out there. Long press on the home screen would take you to Google Now. Double tap does not do anything. Here you would see the settings and the other home screen settings and other stuff. If you long press, it will take you to what all apps are open, basically the task manager. So you can simply tap here and it's gonna kill all and release some RAM. Long press on the back key, nothing happens. You can do some of the tweaks, like you can assign the long press back key to something, and those are some of the hidden tricks here, but we're going to talk about those later. We're going to go ahead to the settings and see how it looks like. The usual MIUI 5 settings you see, and you can add this many accounts, and then you have your storage. So out of 8 GB, you can see almost 1.7 GB is taken by the system. Out of 6.3 GB, you have about 4.7 GB available, and you have cache data and miscellaneous out of those. So you have, whenever you newly buy this device, you should have between 4.7 to 5 GB of space, which is good enough. Again, so when you go to about phone, you can see 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, CPU, 2 GB of RAM, and those stuffs. So let's check out some of the apps of the MIUI 5. That's the dialer, and then your messaging. I want to show you the keyboard out here. So I've used the Swift key, their option of using the Google key as well. MIUI does not have its own keyboard. And there's another thing actually I have noticed even during the launch, that you can see I have the rotation on here. Now that's how you switch it off. I have it on, and still my keyboard does not rotate. This is, I don't know why. If I open this, let's say if I open a photo out here and I do this, this one rotates. So that means the rotation is working. But if I go to messaging and I do a new message and I want to type this, I write this, I do this, it does not come to the landscape mode. I don't know, I can just go to settings and maybe I can go to the language and input, and maybe I can choose another one, let's say Google keyboard. I can have that, and then now if I go out here, new message, let's see if it works. You see, still it does not go to the landscape mode. Now I'm not sure why. If you know, please tell us in the comment section, but we're gonna be in contact with Xiaomi for that. And then what else we have? The gallery. You've seen the gallery, pretty much usual. You have all the albums and the photos arranged in stock out here, and you can go to a photo, you can go to edit. It has quite a few editing options, but those are almost similar to the stock Android ROM. You can of course share them to various online and via Bluetooth and other means. You can batch share photos, but you cannot batch edit them. And then your camera, that's a 13 MP camera, you can see. Takes about 1.5 seconds to get ready for the next shot, I would say, and then you can start your video recording from there. Also, it does not touch focus, it tries to automatically focus. Yeah, here you can touch focus, of course, during the still, and that's the front camera. Yeah, you have the flash button out here. You have some quick functions like your filters, yeah, and then you have HDR. You can close filters from there. You have HDR, you have panorama, and then some settings. So we've checked out the photo and video quality. They are just about usual, and they have good details under enough light. If you zoom them to 100%, you will see noise and you will see artifacts due to the smaller sensor size. But your low light photo is gonna be slightly better due to that wide aperture of f/2.2. So in case you have artificial light around your shopping mall, or let's say your indoor in a party with except let's say some darker places like a disc or something, in those places the photos will come quite nice. But places like disc, or places like on the street at night time where you only have the street lights to accompany you, you will see a lot of noise and the loss of detail. But that's almost usual with any phones. The video do not have any fuzziness. They are slightly on the softer side, but that's usual. Again, the metering is good. Under enough light, again the detail is there, but low light details are missing. So the sound via speaker is just about loud enough. It also does not get obstructed whenever you place the device on the flat surface, despite the speaker grill being present on the back side. However, the device is slightly crackling. You can see out here, and that's, I think, mainly is due to the plastic back. See, there it's crackling just a bit. It could be due to the vibration due to the plastic body. You see? It's crackling a bit. The treble is not there, but there's slight amount of bass. The slightly better bass than some of the other phones that we've heard. So I guess overall, if the crackling was not there, I think it would have been perfect. Good. We're gonna check out a video to see how the vocal intensive sounds, how the mid ranges sound like. So we're gonna go out here. vocals are clear, that means the mid-range are proper. They are not unnecessarily digitally enhanced, which is a good thing. The music also does not overshadow the vocals just because of the surround sound, which is another good part, but it's not loud enough. Which I'm in the full volume, and the vocal intensive sound, the surround sound is not loud enough, at least not as loud as the music player. So overall, we like the bass, we like the loudness, just about bit. The loudness is not exactly loud enough for crowded places, but it's fine, usual, but it crackles just a tad bit. We also did some gameplay and benchmark testing on the Redmi Note. It performed very well on the gameplay testing, and in the benchmark test it scores just above average. So you can check out our dedicated videos on those. So should you get the Xiaomi Redmi Note? Now it's not easy to answer this question like earlier, like in case of, for example, Mi 3 or Redmi 1S, because they were always released in that price segment as the first device to offer that kind of a spec is at that price, but not anymore. The Redmi Note comes in let's say about 9,000. You have some of the devices, some of the very good devices already available at that price point, and probably the biggest competitor is gonna be the Asus Zenfone 5, which has been selling like hot cake, and it's already been sold so many pieces that people now know, and almost it got a good review from most of those. So people already now have built that trust towards the Zenfone 5. So they are not hesitant buying that phone again. So you'll get only the 8GB version, but the Redmi Note also comes with 8GB, and that will cost you closer to about 10,000, around about 1,000 difference maybe, which is in conjunction with the 4G version of a Redmi Note. You would also get some of the older devices like the Canvas Turbo from Micromax, or even the Samsung Galaxy S Duos, or even Sony Miro. But I'm not gonna go to those devices because they are quite old. I'm gonna stick to the relatively latest devices. So the main competition I see is from Zenfone 5, and Zenfone 5 has a smaller screen, so the 5-inch screen compared to this 5.5-inch out here. But that is better looking. It has that kind of a more tightly knit body, and it feels more secure, it feels more durable than the Redmi Note. And it also has a brilliant camera, actually a better camera than the Redmi Note. But what the Redmi Note gives you over the Asus Zenfone 5 is a bigger screen, bigger real estate. It also has HD resolution and a much bigger battery, 3100 mAh battery. Dual SIM, an octa-core processor, brilliant in gameplay. Also, due to the bigger size, it actually helps you playing it as a gaming device. And also I guess it's relatively heavier than the Asus Zenfone 5, but mainly because it's a bigger screen. So if you do not want a 5.5-inch screen plus want a very good camera, then go with the Asus Zenfone 5. But for everything else, you can go to either of this. The octa-core processor here is more powerful than the Zenfone 5, and the MIUI 5 engine is probably the best ROM engine in the world. So you take a call. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please ask anything related to the Redmi Note, and we'll try to answer them all. And please subscribe to our channel for more such awesome content in future. We've also created a Facebook group. I have given the address in the description. You can join that, and you can ask any question. The community would be there to answer all your questions. Thank you.